There's a lot of talk right now about AI generated art, about how fast it is, how polished, how limitless. And yes, machines can spit out an image in a few seconds that might make your jaw drop, but here's the truth. Art's not just about the end result. It's about the process. It's about what happens inside you while you're creating it. Let me show you something. These sketches, I drew these in Alaska 25 years ago, on foot, hiking through Denali National Park with a cold wind blowing in my face, my hat pulled over my ears to keep them warm. These pages are more than just drawings, they're memories. They're recorded human experience, my experience. Every smudge, every scribble, it's all part of a lived moment, a hike, a breath, an emotion caught on the page before it vanished. From these sketchbooks came a series of paintings, and then from those paintings and sketches came a film, Brother Bear. The bear hunt sequence specifically, how the rocks looked, how the terrain moved, how the story unfolded visually, it all started from this, from me walking those trails, observing, feeling, and drawing. The terrain around Savage River directly inspired the look and feel of that moment in the film. It wasn't fiction, it was filtered reality, heightened by memory and shaped by heart. Could a machine have generated something similar? Maybe, but it couldn't have felt the cold like I did. It couldn't have heard the wind howling over the ridgeline. It couldn't have felt the adrenaline of spotting bear tracks in the snow like I did. That's the difference. A machine can copy the world, but only a human can experience it, interpret it, and translate it into something with emotional weight. That's really the heart of why I do what I do. Because it's not just about the image, it's actually about the act of creating that image. So let me show you something. I want to give you an example of me doing something that AI can't do, because I'm going to recall my experience at Savage River at Denali Park 25 years later. There's something that happens when I put pencil to paper. It's something deep, something timeless. It's primal. It's like reconnecting to a part of myself that I can only reach when I draw. I call it the creative high. Some people call it flow. Others call it being in the zone, but it's that state where time disappears, where your focus is sharpened and you feel the most alive. That's what keeps me coming back. That's what makes this addictive in the best possible way. It's like a drug, but it's healthy. It nourishes, it connects. It challenges me to become better, more observant, and more present in the moment. AI can give you an image in seconds, but it skips the part that matters most. It skips the joy. It skips the zen, the long hours of discovery, the mistakes, the problem solving, the little triumphs. It skips the feeling of turning a blank page into something that holds meaning. It skips you. That's why I'll continue to animate by hand, not because it's faster, because it's definitely not, and not because it's easier, because it's not that either, but because it lets me feel something. It lets me live inside the work. It lets me chase that creative high. It reminds me that I'm alive and that I can contribute something that didn't exist before I touched the page. And here's the thing, once you've felt it, once you've tasted that joy of making something that only you could make, you don't want to give that up. You don't want to hand that experience over to a machine. Why would you want to do that? So yes, machines they'll keep getting faster, sharper, maybe even better at mimicking emotion, but that's just the surface. They'll never be human. They'll never feel the ache in your hand after hours of drawing or the thrill of finally getting a pose just right. They'll never get goosebumps from a melody that sparked a visual idea or cry when a story beat hits a personal nerve. They'll never know the story behind each mark like you do, and you will. That's what matters, because the marks you make are personal. They're proof that you were there. that you saw something, felt something, thought something worth remembering. And you recorded it, not just for yourself, but for others, actually for the world. I remember hiking along this river right here, and we had seen a bear earlier in the day, a mother with cubs. We spooked her, and she took off up the hill. And we continued on walking, and as we were walking along the ridge, we saw a bunch of doll sheep, which are the white rams, up on the hill. And we walked over and kind of got below them. We were about a quarter mile down below them. And we decided to go up and hike up to them. And so they're up, up these hills right here. These hills were so steep. The bears and the sheep and all these animals, they navigate these hills like it's nothing. But I was so winded. I only weighed, at that time I was a skinny, healthy, athletic guy, but it was still really difficult to get up these hills and get through all the brush and everything else. And we hiked up to those doll sheep, and I was able to sketch them. And those are the sketches that are in the book. And ultimately, when we did the film, I put those doll sheep in the movie. Those are the ones that are yelling back and forth with the echo. If you remember the echo scene with the sheep, the dumb doll sheep.
Hey, shut up!
Art isn't just the final painting hanging on the wall. It's every smudge on the page. It's every note in the margin. Every time you doubted yourself, but you decided to keep going anyway. It's the risk, the vulnerability, the decisions you make with your gut because it just felt right. That's what gives human art its soul. And when you share your work, whether it's a sketchbook, a painting, or animation, you're not just showing off a skill, you're connecting. You're giving someone a glimpse into your humanity, into your soul. You're saying, this is how I see the world, and maybe you've seen it this way too. I think that is so powerful. So don't let the speed of AI rush you. Don't let perfectionism stop you. Don't let trends decide what you make. Instead, feel, observe, struggle, love, laugh, create. Because the process itself is sacred. The act of creating is the reward. Your art doesn't need to go viral to matter. It doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful. It just needs to be yours. And that's something no machine can ever replicate. So go on out there, experience the world, jot everything down in your sketchbooks, and create human art. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.